SHOT Show 2022 at the Tekna booth, and it's actually Tektite. Frankly, I'll just say I was not aware of the company still being solvent or floating around, but here we come along to Scott. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, Stuart. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and frankly, this being the last day of SHOT Show, a bit of nostalgia, pleasant nostalgia to stumble into. And so, yeah, I'm doing quite well. And you look like you're doing very well as well, sir.
It's been a really good show. We've been very, very pleased.
And I think I almost said welly, welly, well. So next thing you know, we're going to be doing, I forgot, the Clockwork Orange commentary, which we don't really want to get into right now. But
right.
Yeah. So if you would, I understand that you are the new owner of Tekna. I don't remember there being a Tektite back there, but if you would, just tell me about the story.
So Tekna started in 1978. Ralph Austerhout was the genius designer and engineer who came up with all the cool stuff back then. I bought my first Tekna knife in 1979 before I even learned how to dive. And then I was a scuba dealer for many years, and we sold Tekna. Unfortunately, Ralph was a serial entrepreneur, and he used to have issues with some of the financing going forward. He had more ideas than he had money. The company ended up going bankrupt in 1990. The main reason was because the underwater vehicle ended up costing so much, and then one of them blew up and somebody died. So
that's always a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. So the company got broken up. Rayovac Batteries got most of the Tekna lights, and they got the brand name Tekna. The manager of the knife operation for Tekna got the knife product line, most of it. And then there were some, the scuba diving products, the regulators and gauges and computers went to another group that started a company called Ocean Edge. Now, the Ocean Edge people didn't get any dive lights. Tektite began in 1990, and we started making dive lights.
Now, that was your company?
That was my company.
Okay.
And we got contacted by the new Ocean Edge company who licensed the Tekna name for dive products and said, listen, got broken up, we don't have any lights, can you make lights for us? So that's how we got involved. And then shortly after, we started buying some of the knife product line and distributing it, and then selling parts. People started asking for flashlight parts and knife parts. So over the years, we developed it into a nice little side business, and then the knife company owner said, I'm doing other stuff, I really want to get out of this, why don't you buy the knife product line from me? Sure, we bought it, we bought the brand name, and we started making all the knives again, or most of the knives again. So
okay.
We've been, one a year, we've been reintroducing some of the products. Most of them have stayed in production, the popular ones. The skeleton grip knife, the little extra edge blade, have always been available. But
now, was there ever a period of time when there were no Teknas available? I mean, was there a dead zone or a dead period?
Not really. So the Tekna lights, like I said, Rayovac Batteries got those, and they pretty much coasted on inventory, and then around 1993 they just discontinued them completely.
Okay.
So most of the lights went out of production then. The only thing that was still left was the little Tekna splash light, and that's because it was part of the Wilderness Edge survival knife system. And of course now in 2005 when we bought that tooling, all the tooling for the Wilderness Edge and the sheath for the original skeleton grip blade. So we've kind of revived it. It was always there. It's kind of under the radar for a lot of people because it wasn't sold under Tekna anymore. It was sold under Edge Tech.
Okay.
So once we got the brand name, it was back. We put the Tekna brand on everything again. And
well, I'll just share that when I acquired several of these models, we'll say, I had initially guys saying, "Why are you getting that? What's that all about?" "Oh, this flashlight. Why?" And in any event, so I was that odd. Well, I still am that odd duck.
It's some of the original Tekna advertising was very innovative and very kind of tongue-in-cheek. So we've kind of put that into our social posts. We've revived some of that. You know, there was one where there was a black background with a photo of a raccoon holding a dive, one of the Tekna Light 4s, and it said, "We're out to steal the dive light business." You know, because with the bandit mask.
Right.
And everything. So yeah, we have fun with that stuff. You know, Tektite started making dive lights, and we make Tekna lights as well now. That's part of our brand, and we've done very well with it over the last 30-some years.
A few of these are, I recognize very well and very quickly. The wilderness survival component. Again, you mentioned the unique sheath, which, frankly, I'll just share. I think I still have. It's probably tucked away somewhere at this point, but yeah, I think I still have it.
There's the 40 pieces of survival gear in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the all-important 10-page survival guide. How many survival kits have you seen that give you 10 pages of instructions?
And in a format that you don't have to worry about it, you know,
Correct. And
dissolving on you.
it all folds back up and fits right in the tray
Yeah.
underneath the sheath. And then, of course, the original, who can forget, the original skeleton grip knife. We've made some changes and improvements. This is the titanium version. We got an award-winning blade. This was Scuba Magazine last year. This got their Tester's Choice Award for line cutting and net cutting.
Mm-hmm. Now your titanium, is that a beta titanium, or what version do you use of titanium?
It's a standard grade titanium. I want to say 6AL.
Okay.
The exact one, I'm not certain. You know, I'm getting older. I can't remember everything.
Yeah. No worries. No worries.
But we call this our lazy diver's knife. This is for divers that don't want to rinse their gear.
Yeah.
And we did so well with the solid blade cutting edge. We came out with a folding version of it this year. Now, of course, if you remember, the original Tekna blade was made in Japan. Well, the problem now is double-edged knives are no longer legal in Japan. So our Japan distributor, who has been carrying Tekna for years, wanted a knife that had the look of the original dagger, but was single edge. And knife laws in Japan are very, very technical. So
Now, is Japan able to manufacture the double-edged knife and then export it to you, or is that just a no-go for them?
They weren't interested
in
doing that. So
yeah.
Right now, these blades are being done in Italy. We did them for a number of years in the U.S., but eventually the U.S. manufacturing companies have just gone away, so we couldn't do it any longer. So this is the single edge with a slight 2mm offset on the center line, which was required by law, but it's got a false top edge, a line cutter, and a straight edge. So we made our Japanese distributor very happy. And of course the requirement was it works in the original sheath. Obviously we've added some colors to the sheath now.
Not a bad idea
Nope.
in low light circumstances.
Well, when we came out with the rescue hook blade, these are being used by first responders, and of course they want something that's high visibility.
Yeah.
So we added the orange for them. And then of course we added a custom leather boot sheath with a thumb brake for those that want to carry it outside the water. And we've added, of course, we've still continued with the extra edge knife. We've added colors. We've added desert tan and olive green in addition to the brighter colors. And of course, the ever popular security card, credit card knife.
Yeah.
And one of the newer ones that we've added, this is our everyday carry knife light. Screwdriver tip blade with a flashlight.
Little LED built in.
Very popular. So one of the things, you know, the security card used to be a CIA issue piece back in the 80s to their covert ops. They can't get them on planes anymore.
Yep.
So now they have the composite daggers. So as a homage, we pack it in a little CIA briefcase now.
Beautiful.
Gotta have fun with this. It's a toy business.
You do. A big, big, big toy.
That's right.
Scott, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Same here, Stuart.
Thank you very much for the history and for the catch-up. And congratulations, and I hope you continue to do well.
Thanks. You can find some of the details on the history on the website www.tekna.us, and that's the separate Tekna brand website, and it's got the Tekna Tektite history on it, and that's where we introduce our new Tekna products.
Very good. Well, you travel safe home to New Jersey, my brother, and we'll talk soon sometime, hopefully.
You too. Thanks, Stuart.